Day after the rains have gone away, it's time for a Riversport update. Our man here, Mike Knopp, the executive director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation, joins us. Lots going on, even throughout the week. We saw dramatic water rescues in Oklahoma City, as I mentioned, those rains yesterday. Front page news, and I can't help but think some of these guys learned some training from your place.
Well, you know, that's one of the side benefits of having our great whitewater course. It is a great training venue for our first responders and swiftwater rescue training. In fact, the raft that we're seeing there on the video looks very similar to the rafts that we use in Riversport Rapids, and you can see how in Oklahoma, and you know, we have these flash flooding situations that occur after these heavy rains, and so I think the training that we can facilitate in our venue really can help in these areas. And
you have had numerous training opportunities for the local officials and first responders, and I see a note that you have more coming in next week out of Kansas and Edmond, Oklahoma. Yeah,
the word is really spreading. We've had many first responders come out, go through one of our many different programs, whether it's learning how to deal with the ropes and rafts in swiftwater conditions, or actually taking motorboats out in the whitewater and learning how to power through and control a boat in the swiftwater. So yes, we've got some Kansas crews coming in, like you said, next week, and some others. In fact, some of the crews that are coming in are coming back, or they're sending additional people that they've already been down. They said that they've actually sent some of the folks that had trained in Riversport Rapids to Houston for Hurricane Harvey efforts and relief efforts. So I think it's something that's going to continue to grow, and we definitely feel like it's, you know, it's a great way to utilize our venue and to do something to support public safety.
Certainly a need, and yesterday you saw them just hit the water. It was very, here's what we do, and they did it. So
these guys are
successful training.
It's very impressive when you see these guys are so professional and committed to, as I've said before, I mean, they really are, they're just the heroic efforts that take place all the time with them. It's just really impressive to see them at work and training in Riversport Rapids. Is something that we're going to showcase that, in fact, in October, and let the public see some of those things, because it is impressive.
Lots of events to talk about coming up in October, including the Regatta Festival, excuse me, that first weekend of October. But I mentioned the rains, and yesterday the rain didn't stop school buses from showing up and people having fun on the Riversport.
Well, I continue to emphasize, I mean, you're going to get wet anyway, so Moore, you get a big shout out to Moore. They came out, the public schools came out and went whitewater rafting yesterday. They had a great time despite the rain. I think it was, in some ways, sometimes it's more fun when it's pouring rain and you're rafting. So I think the kids had a blast, and we want to continue to encourage people to come out and do it. And so it's a great way to get your groups together and do some fun team building activities as well.
Speaking of that, that's the perfect segue. You have team building activities coming up.
Well, we do. This is really a great time of year that we really ramp some of those things up. We have challenged the Dragon, which is using dragon boats, and is very accessible. You get in the dragon boats and you have to work together, and we actually stage races with companies and groups as part of a team building event. We have our whitewater rapids version of that as well, of course, and then a ropes course version, and then a rowing. So there's a lot of different ways to go out and get engaged with your coworkers.
It is the perfect venue for team building. You mentioned all the activities, but you also have event space, meeting space, complete with audio-visual components.
Right. In fact, last week we had a company come in, and they had some world-class rowers that were brought in to actually facilitate the sessions inside, and then applied what they learned inside about leadership and teamwork and all of those attributes that can help improve, the workplace and performance. And then they deployed that onto the water, and they went back and forth onto the water throughout the day. And it was really an impressive sight. I was very impressed because these folks had never rowed before. They start throughout the day, they kept getting back and forth on the water. And at the end of the day, we had 6 boats lined up on the river, and they raced. And everyone stayed upright, and they stayed straight, and it went great, and they actually looked really well. It was successful, but it was a perfect representation of what they had learned all day about how going back and forth, and it all came together, they gelled, they worked together as a team, and they got to the finish line.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you can find out more information, including event space, corporate opportunities, on their website, riversportokc.org, where you can also find a schedule of their events. And we'll close this out with the Regatta Festival coming up that first weekend in October.
Right around the corner. Actually, a week from today, believe it or not, we kick it off, and we start with, on Thursday, it's our corporate racing night, so we'll have several thousand people down just racing under the lights, and our corporate teams. But it's also the Aubrey McClendon tribute where we're actually going to christen the main building of Riversport Rapids in Aubrey's name.
Those christenings are always special occasions. You guys do it right. There is, I don't know if it's ceremony is the right word, or ritual on christening, stuff like that, but it's pretty cool.
Well, it's a tradition we started from day one. In fact, Aubrey started that with me and other Clay Bennett and Rand Elliott, and we christened, and the Mayor Cornett, we christened the Chesapeake Boathouse. There's an iconic photo of them with champagne christening the building, just like a boat. And obviously the buildings are all representative of racing shells. So we've done that ever since with every building that we've ever opened. And so it's very appropriate that we come back and do it in this case. And then we're going to have a surprise. We're going to light the building and have a really nice fireworks show.
We had mentioned people can submit donations, get their name. Is it too late to do that? Has that situation closed?
We still are accepting contributions, and you can do that online at riversportokc.org/tribute. And at the event, we are going to have a special ceremony or special event for some of the major donors that were a part of this tribute. But the fireworks show is open to everyone to enjoy, and it's actually going to be very different this year. And if you've ever been to our fireworks shows, we always try to do something special, and in this case it'll be no different. We're actually going to shoot it off from inside Riversport Rapids, so actually behind on the island in Riversport Rapids. So a great viewing location will be from coming in near the entrance of Riversport Rapids, and we'll have a viewing area for people. There'll be a break in the racing, so people can come down and take a look, and you'll be able to see it from all over, but
definitely,
that'll be a great location. Just a little different. So.
Very good. The Regatta Festival coming up October 5th through the 8th. That is Thursday through Sunday of next week. And to get more information, riversportokc.org. We will see you back here next week to preview that and plenty more.
Great. Look forward to it. It's going to be a busy week next week.
All right. Good luck with everything. Good to see you.